From Campbell River, British Columbia, it's time for Lumberjacks.
Lumberjacks is sponsored by Echo, only professional grade with 5-year warranty. Crown, protect, maintain, save. Gas Guzzler lifts gas and oils from land, vehicles, and tools. Yamaha. What kind of Yamaha are you?
We're out here on the eastern shores of Vancouver Island, the beautiful little city of Campbell River, British Columbia, for a lumberjack competition. Hi, I'm Bill Debo with my co-host, lumberjack sport analyst Rod Cumberland. And Rod, coming out to BC is always great for a lumberjack competition. They do things a little bit differently out here. This week, the pole climb is the one to watch. Not only do they go up, they come down as well.
Yeah, they do come down. And actually, it's timed up and down. We've got some fast pole climbers over here. Dave McLeod. Sterling Hart is probably the fastest guy up and down. He'll be a great guy to watch.
Now, we're also covering this week the springboard chop. And now, the rules are generally pretty universal right across North America with the springboard chop. But one notable absence this year is Mitch Hewitt is not here.
Mitch Hewitt, probably the best springboard cutter in the world right now. Bobby Dowling's up from down under, though. He'll be a great guy to watch. But there's other fellas that have been at this sport a long time, like Carl Bischoff, tough guy to beat.
Coming out here to Campbell River for the Salmon Festival, they attract about 5,000 to 6,000 people through the gates over the course of the weekend, which is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The professionals, here they are, 35 strong. A lot of men and women are reserved for the Sunday show. You get a great crowd in, enthusiastic crowd as well. The weather is perfect. We are going to get started with the springboard chop. Carson Bischoff taking on Bobby Dowling. A couple of different demeanors there. Looks like Carson's pumped right up. Bobby Dowling looking a little bit more focused.
He's going to have to be focused because they're going to be chopping 12 inches around western white pine at the top, and they're putting their notches in red alder.
And you can see here in British Columbia, they use, and they're a slab out of the gate. They use the duct tape to prevent that from happening.
Actually keeps the pole together, so even though it does slab, the springboard won't come out of the tree.
Both guys up in their first board. Carson ahead of Bobby at this point. Carson, two hits into his second notch up there, doing an excellent job, keeping the pace.
Yeah, Bobby Dowling quite relaxed. You see him just taking his pace here. Carson really focusing in. Look at the grimacing on his face. I don't know whether he's finding it hard to do here or just really into it.
No, Carson jammed his board in there. You can see he wasn't happy with it. Took the board out, back and working the notch again, trying to get a little bit deeper, a little bit more firm, embedded in that pocket.
Usually you want to see those shavings coming out there quite smoothly. You see he's getting all kinds of small chips there. You know he's having lots of trouble with his notch when that's happening.
Well, Carson's going to be happier with this notch here. Jams it in twice, makes sure it's firm. Bobby Dowling well ahead at this point. It's going to be tough to catch him. Chopping through the 12 inches round of western white pine.
And you see Carson just wailing away. He's taking a really big chip here. And you see he has a hard time coming out. I know his dad takes it in stages. He'll do a small chip, then a larger chip to get that out. Initially, Bobby Dowling getting into the small wood. He's having a great chop here.
Now, once it's 12 inches of wood, the diameter, do you have to open up a much bigger scarf like that? Looks like Carson's a little bit flat in the right hand on the bottom.
No question. And usually you want to get an inch or two wider than what your block is, so you know he's going to be opening up at 14 inches. Sometimes that's a hard chip to blow out of there, so they take it in pieces.
Well, Carson's got a nice slope on his top swing, but really flat in the bottom there, having a hard time driving, taking the chips out. Bobby Dowling has made his turn, and he's on his backside, putting some straight drivers in. Maybe he should be taking a chip out.
He needs to actually really hit that hard. He can't get the spring he wants from his back foot because his board is sagging down. He's got to reach far to get that last few inches of wood. He's going to be able to do it here, Bill.
One more stroke for Bobby Dowling. He sets the time to beat at 1:46.95. Carson is struggling to finish. You seem to start off in your top up there nice and smooth, but that was tough wood up there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit of a bigger block up there, 12-inch. Most of the shows over here in Canada, we're cutting 11s or 10s. So yeah, it was a bit of a battle, but back home we do the jigger board, which is 3 boards up each side, so it's a bit more of an endurance event. So I think that helped me a bit for that one. Yeah.
And how did you find the wood in general? Did you find it a little bit firm?
No, I actually thought it was quite nice, good cutting. I was happy with the way my axe was cutting. I probably didn't stick to my angles as good as I could have. Maybe could have saved quite a few blows, especially later on in the block if I'd done that. But, you know, that's how it comes.
Well, our friend from New Zealand there, Bobby Dowling, set the time to be 146. A couple of veterans coming up right now. We got Norm Gowdy from Sook taking on Kevin Stewart. Now, Norm is into his 60s here, and this is where experience is going to pay off because, you know, well, he's a big man. He's not exactly physically fit. He's not going to run a marathon, but he's got a lot of power, this guy.
And he's going to take his time and make sure his notches are done right. Kevin Stewart has a lot faster pace. He's a smaller man. He's actually really good at the springboard chop, so this is going to be a great race.
5 swings in his first notch. Kevin Stewart up on his second board, or on his first board, working on his second notch right now. Looked like he's swinging with a purpose there. Norm Gowdy trying to keep the pace.
Always Kevin Stewart always chops like he's on a mission. Great job. He's up on his second board. It's a nice strong board. He's going to be able to get a lot of spring on his back foot. He's going to have a good pace.
And Gowdy from Sook, British Columbia, jams in his second board. The big man up on his board, knees first, up on his feet. Kevin Stewart's going to be tough to catch.
Kevin Stewart's doing everything right. This is actually a classic example of how to do the springboard properly.
Well, that's what a veteran presence is going to do for you. Norman's a little bit shaky there. He's going to check out his board. Kevin Stewart with a fantastic pace on this, keeping his lines nice and tight as well.
But you see both poles moving here quite a bit, not bothering either chopper at all. They've spent a lot of time up at the top. Kevin's into the small one. He's going to be turning and starting his second side to drive this thing off.
Our big man from Sook, British Columbia, he's short-arming a little bit, way too close to the pole. Can't get his left foot out in the back. He can't get any extension. Kevin Stewart's going to chip out and win the heat, lower the time to beat down to a 1:11.05 as Norm Gowdy puts the finishing touches on the first side. You're pretty efficient with your notches. I think you were a 5 and 5. You happy with that?
Yeah, I don't really count. I just go when it's good.
I mean, experience and notches, I mean, can make you efficient, right?
Oh, it does. But a lot of starters worry about the numbers. You just worry till that hole's right. That's a key thing.
Now, on your backside, you're a true left-handed swinger there. You see, a little bit earlier, Bobby Dowling with a really awkward backside. You're ambidextrous?
Well, more practice. You know, that's a big thing. You got to practice both sides.
Excellent time set there by Kevin Stewart. 1:11 is now the time to beat. We got Sterling Hart taking on Carl Bischoff. Our announcer here at the event calls him the Godfather and refers to Sterling Hart as the Ginger Ninja. Should be a great race. We got an experienced veteran taking on the young kid.
And the young kid we know has been down under. He's actually doing really well in springboard chop. But back when I was just getting into the lumberjack sports, Carl Bischoff was king of the heap in springboard chop, and here he is chopping 25 years later.
Both guys up on their first board. Both guys working on their second notch. Fantastic race we got going on here. Look at Sterling Hart burying that axe into the wood, trying to get a nice tight little V at the end there. Carl Bischoff buries his axe up top, jams in his second springboard.
These guys always have a fast pace. Look at Sterling Hart. He's out in front right now. He's already into his block. Carl's not too far behind him, but Carl, he'll be grimacing. See here, he takes a small chip out and then the large chip.
There you go. He's got a nice big wide open scarf on the front side, but he does that in 2 different sections. You're right. And look at that nice hit accuracy.
Oh, Sterling Hart doesn't like his notch. He's going to get down. He's got to reset his top board. That's going to give Carl Bischoff a big jump.
That's a big advantage for Carl as he tries to take down the 1:11 set by Kevin Stewart. As we come up on the 1 minute mark, it's going to be close. Sterling Hart now jams his axe into the wood. Can't get it out as he redoes his second notch.
Look at Carl. He's running out of steam a little bit here. He wants to keep his pace up. Now he's getting into the small wood, get around to the back and drive that thing off.
Nice clean lines there by Carl as the top surface there of his cut is really, really smooth. Sterling is now happy with his second board. It's going to be too little, too late to try and catch Carl Bischoff.
But Carl Bischoff doing a great job. He's got to reach just about 2 or 3 inches of wood here. One more stroke and he's going to do it. Carl Bischoff is on the ground.
And Sterling, who is probably considered one of the favorites in this event, is going to finish well down in the springboard standings. Carl, you got 12 inches of wood up there, which is not normal. That's a big block.
Yeah, it's bigger than usually. Usually we chop 11-inch block, but it was just under 12, and I didn't climb real good, but once I got up top, it was a bit dry in the front. But once I broke into the block, it was actually a pretty fresh piece of wood.
You're not going in, and how was your backside? Because, I mean, you said it was good in the front, but sometimes it changes as you go through the block, right?
Yeah, true, but I knew the back was good. I read the block before I even put it up. So you want your soft wood when you're kind of pulling down or you made a few mistakes, whatever. And I kept it for the back, and it went very good for me.
Well, we expected the young guns to come out on top here, but it's a crafty veterans led by Kevin Stewart finishing first place here in the springboard chop.